Hello and welcome to a special edition of The Big Fight, because this actually is a subject I don't think too many people are going to be fighting about, our memories of Sachin. What we could perhaps fight about is which is our favorite memory, and that's why to some extent today we are all going to be here trying to sort from those memories, because Sachin has now walked up that staircase, and in a sense is not going to be playing for India anymore, but he has left us with some memories that all of us are deeply, deeply grateful for. In all these years, what Sachin has come to mean to all of us as Indians and to many people in the rest of the world is actually massive. And there's a large trove of memories that we keep on saying, Sachin, we are thanking you for. But which are the best ones? We're going to pick them out here. We have a large audience out here, and we have some very, very special people who, in a sense, are going to play special jury, if I like, today. And we're going to be sharing some of those memories with all of you. You can also help pick some of these memories. It's going to be there on second screen on the NDTV app, so you can select them. Your favorite memory, his greatest test innings, his greatest one-day innings, his best bowling performance. Take a look at them all. But let me first start by welcoming the panel out here, each of whom has been touched by Sachin in many ways. I'm going to start off going from this way to the other. So Kunal, Kohli, director, thanks a lot for being with us. Kailash, Kher, singer, who's got something special that he's composed for Sachin, which he's going to be performing for us at the end of the evening. Annabel Mehta is the president of Apnale, an NGO which has been working a lot in slums in Mumbai for 40 years. But, ma'am, I'm afraid I'm going to have to say that here we are, and this country is really going to be also remembering you as Sachin Tendulkar's mother-in-law. So thank you so much for being with us. It's great to have you on the program, and we're going to be getting you to share some of what you think of his cricket as well, not just other personal issues. And last but by no means least, of course, needs no introduction. Actually, I won't bother introducing you. So you know who he is. If you don't know who he is, you've got no business being here. So, can I first actually start off with you, Sunny Bhai? The last innings that Sachin Tendulkar, in a sense, it brought back memories of his heydays. All of his shots were out there. Every shot which you wanted to have ingrained in your brain forever. His straight drive, his extra cover drive, the defense, all of it was on display and all played perfectly.
So, absolutely. Everything right from the word go. In fact, if you saw him and compare him when he walked out at Kolkata in the first test and the way he walked out here at the Wankhede Stadium, you would have seen a difference even in the walk to the crease. In Kolkata, perhaps because the light's not always very good, he took his time going down to the crease. He wasn't here, home ground. He knows every blade of grass here at the Wankhede Stadium. This is where he's begun his career, and this is where he's ending his career. And so he walked very briskly. Imagine you're playing a test match, a country, weak country, and here is the opposition all lined up to give you a guard of honor. It can make anybody very, very emotional. And that walk itself suggested to me that we are going to see something special. The only regret is that it wasn't a three-figure innings, because that's how he started here at the Wankhede Stadium, with a three-figure innings for Mumbai in the Ranji Trophy.
But you should know something about that, because I mean I've always believed that your greatest test innings perhaps was your very last test innings, 96 against Pakistan in Bangalore. So something about last innings. I mean, having said that, Sir Don Bradman didn't necessarily have a great last innings.
That's right, yes. Well, exactly.
Sorry, sir, as fans of Sir Don Bradman and yours and Sachin's, is it like the pressure? Because Don Bradman on 0, you on 96, Sachin on 74. Is it the pressure that, that gets to you all, the moment, the pressure? Is that what happens?
I think it is probably present just before the game starts. Just before, on the eve, it is probably present. Eve of the first day. Once you get into the thick of things, no, I think, you're actually back on auto mode, which is, you focus and you try and get everything right. And so I don't think that comes into the picture once you enter the field. Maybe on the eve of the match, when you can't get a good night's rest simply because this is the last time that you're going to play for your country. And believe you me, I think the sadness lies in the fact that you will not be able to pull on your country's cap again. You will not be able to stand at attention when the national anthem is played at various World Cup tournaments and events. And the thing that Sachin will miss more than anything else is the mateship and the camaraderie in the dressing room, the leg pulling that goes on. When for example, when it rains, that is the best time for the teams to gel. because that is the time when they, in the middle of a tense situation, there'll be so much of leg pulling, there'll be so much of fun in the dressing room, because that is their private sort of domain, and that is what I think cricketers miss. I mean, I didn't miss the playing part. What I missed was to be able to sit down in the
But you
evening.
still get a chance to go back into the dressing room right now. We saw you ruffling Sachin's hair, just a couple of days back.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it's real hair.
That's one way of looking at it, I guess. Man, let me come to you next. And before we go into discussing any of the other stuff, the emotions that we are talking about, it must be a very emotional moment for Sachin.
I'm sure it is, but I think everybody knows he's not one to show his emotions very openly. He's a very private person. He's a very simple person. So, I mean, he doesn't let his emotions hang out all over the place like most of us do. But I'm sure it is a very special time and
seeing the amount of love that the people of this country have, seeing what these last few days have meant to the whole country, the entire country sort of focusing on him, and not for any other reason. They know it's time for him to move on, but to just show that respect, to just show that love, and to sort of thank him and to give back a little bit of all the happiness that Sachin has given the people of this country for 24 years. So that must also be an emotional moment, I think, for the entire family to see.
I asked my daughter that only yesterday, sitting next to her. I said, has all this sort of overwhelmed you? And she said, yeah, both of us, meaning Sachin and her, have been quite, not sideways by it all. I mean, they knew there'd be a lot of hoopla, but I think the depth of emotion from around the world and the interest and the love that's come across, I think, has been very humbling.